Hello and welcome to the Polo GTI. This little pocket rocket packs a 2-litre turbocharged TSI petrol engine with 147 kilowatts and 320 newton meters of torque at only 1450 RPM. This is mated with a drivetrain that is a 6-speed DSG and has an extended electronic locking bit. Here we have the 18-inch performance wheels that the Polo GTI comes with. You'll also notice the red brake calipers, which are quite large for this model and work extremely well. The fronts are also ventilated from underneath the car, which is pretty impressive on such a little hot hatch. The back still has enough room for some adults. We've got 2 charging ports in the centre, the nice tartan cloth in the rear, really soft comfy headrests. The rear seats do fold down if you need that extra space, and your interior lighting for the back is in the centre.
With 305 litres of space in the boot, you have plenty for your weekly shop. The rear tail lights and the badging is nicely styled to look sporty, same as the exhaust and the rear bumper. Nice little lip wing. A very sporty looking car indeed.
The Polo GTI has 4 drive modes: economy, normal, sport and individual. Individual is designed so you can customise the suspension, exhaust note, throttle response and gearbox, all to the settings that you desire out of the other 3 modes. Personally, driving it, I like leaving it in economy to cruise around and sport when you want to have a bit of fun. There's also a bunch of other cool features that Volkswagen have put in the car to help you make it easier to shift through some of these other settings. For example, the shifter down here, if you pop it back once while it's in drive, it'll shift to the sports gearbox, allowing you to change through gears much more efficiently for those quick overtakes or anything like that. On top of that, if you press up or down on the paddles, you'll engage manual gear mode, and if you need to go back to automatic gear mode, you can just hold the up paddle and it'll shift back to automatic for you. The Polo in sport mode tightens up really nicely and handles the bends really well. With the manual gears, you can really go right through the rev range, and the brakes are next level. I really think these brakes on a racetrack would be something else. This thing has got no issues with stopping power. Also, although the exhaust is nice in sport mode, when you switch to the manual gearing, it really levels it up in terms of that nice little back burble and a few little pops and bangs. I think that Volkswagen probably held back a little bit on their exhaust. It could have been a little bit better, but it is still really good and really nice for stock standard. This car is a lot of fun to drive. Small proportions of this car, driving in traffic is also a breeze, as you can really find a gap nice and easy, and it's got plenty of mid-range torque so that when you need to just zip into a spot, you've got it there ready to go. Although I wouldn't say this car is fast, with a 0 to 100 of 6.8 seconds, it feels fast, and it feels a lot faster than that if I'm honest. I think this car is a really good balance of getting the feel right when you're driving it. You want a car to feel sporty, you want it to feel fast, but you don't need it to be that fast. Nearly every car is fast enough for the road. This thing on a back street or a nice windy road is a lot of fun without being too much and without getting you into any trouble. The matrix headlights on the Polo GTI allow you to have a high beam at all times, and they fade out the high beam light into an oncoming car, so it can sense wear and disperse the light out of some of the LEDs so that you still have a high beam in front of you, but it is not in someone's face as they're oncoming. I think that is a very handy upgrade and something that a lot of cars are going to have in the near future. To describe how this car feels for me, it brings out a smile and it makes you enjoy driving again. Driving is very easy to become a point A to B exercise in the modern day with all the safety gear and all the automatic functions. This really has a level where you can get back to enjoying a drive and having fun on your weekends. Even if you drive this to work every day, you can take it out on the weekend and really let it loose and let yourself loose and have a lot of fun. It's a car that kind of brings out the inner child in all of us rev heads, and we thank Volkswagen for building these cars still to this day, as they're getting rarer and rarer as time goes on.
Now we'll go for a quick tour through the inside of the car. The dash is really nicely laid out, and the nice tartan cloth seats are in the front as well, nice and huggy. The steering wheel is nice and sporty with a really good shape and feel to it. The shifter is nice and tall and has all the park assist and driver mode selection to the right of it with the start button. We have a small center storage compartment which doubles as an armrest, and we even have a manual handbrake lever which has been sorely missed. Here we have our nice drink holders which do in fact fit a can, which we weren't sure if they would. Here we have the main menu where we select our infotainment details. Moving on, we can get to a performance monitor with our bar and G's for the track, including temperatures. Here is the main menu, or the home screen, customizable. Here is where we set up our vehicle safety features, whether we want them on or off or dialed down. And we have our Beats audio screen here where we can adjust the sound system. Now let's sit back and have a drive in the Polo GTI.
Alright guys, easiest wrap up so far. This car is just loads of fun with enough comfort for your everyday driving. I've had a ball with this car. The back road blast, the Beats by Dre sound system, the feel of the steering wheel. It's a sporty car, it sounds sporty, it feels sporty. It feels fast even though it's not overly fast. And that is a good thing. It means you can enjoy it on the roads without doing anything silly. And it's good value for money at the end of the day. So honestly guys, if you're in the market for a sports car, a fun car, and you still need to drive to work in it every day, I highly recommend you test drive one of these. As a package, they've spent the money on all the right bits and pieces. The dash is awesome, the infotainment is awesome. Sure, there's some cheap plastics, but honestly, it's cheap where you don't really care, and that's the important thing. The important parts of this car that make it what it is are where all the money's gone, and it is a really, really solid package all round. It's definitely a car that I really appreciate, and I'm so glad that they still have it on the market and have it for all us car enthusiasts.